Hello and welcome. My name is Robert Lyon. As always, I'm here with the amazing Gino Nadarov, wearing a $3,000 jacket. That was pretty pimping. We're talking about big money in 2024, right?
Money,
So it is what
money.
it is. And actually, I do have one. I'm gonna put you on blast, and then we'll let you spit some fire, Gino. It's not really on blast, but here's my question, right? So, as someone who's been successful, Gino, I wake up some mornings, right, and it's like personally, I have all these mountains that I'm climbing. Like I want to master sales. I want to put out a billion fucking things of content. I want to get in shape, go to the gym, right? But on the other hand, I always sometimes wake up and I realize like, fuck, like I'm gonna die someday. Like I got a lot of shit I need to do, right? So I constantly have these two problems where it's like I just want to fucking be the baddest motherfucker and make a shitload of money and like, always work and never do anything, but then I also have to do all these other things before I die, right? So how do you think you go about balancing like making a shitload of money and enjoying your life, right? Or doing some of the things on your bucket list? Have you figured it out, or what do you think about it?
Yeah, and that's a good point.
It happens like this morning. Like, I don't want to fucking go to these meetings.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die someday. Like,
So
I
I,
got shit to do.
absolutely, I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you. You're definitely hitting on a point. It's like the point of realizing what your purpose is and why you're doing what you're doing. What's the
Right.
reason why you're doing what you're doing, and putting all this fucking hard in work when you can just be chilling, going to traveling. But at the same time, when it's money, you need money, right, to be
Yeah.
able to make your life, your dreams come true. You need money to, it's the air of any business. It's the air that we breathe. It's the need of continuously having money to do those things that you love and spend the time with your family and travel with your family and do experience life. The point of
Right.
living life is to be experienced, right? You have to experience life. If you're not experiencing life, you're not living your life to the fullest. However, you need to make money to do so, right?
Yeah.
You need to make money to do so. Now, for me, it was a very it's very it was I mean, maybe because of how I've been raised, or maybe because I'm a Capricorn, or maybe because I've put myself where I had, like, when I realized I had nothing at one point in my life, where I didn't have anything, right? I was living
Yeah.
at my parents' house. I had a room, and I was happy to, and I was helping my parents for the house I was living at, and I was giving them like $500 while I was working at Radio Shack. Like helping them pay for their house, and help my parents. At the end of the day, for me, I think, what every morning, what's been my driving factor and just continuously like thinking bigger and really making a difference, has been the fact that I wake up every morning for the opportunity to be alive.
Yeah.
And the fact that I'm alive today is thankful. I thank God. I think, to have my family and my parents and my friends and anybody, whoever is in my life that's around it, that's there at the moment that I get to see that day. I think, life for having that moment. But at the same time, for me, what's been so simple is that I eliminate a lot of things that I would want to do. Like, there's a
Mhm.
lot of things I have to put in the back burner that I sacrifice. Sacrifice is the key. I have to
Yeah.
sacrifice a lot of things that a lot of friends of mine, family, gone. They went to Europe, they traveled here, they did this, and going out with 30 women, having parties, drinking, going out and going to Miami, doing all these things that a lot of my friends were doing while I was in their 20s. And
Yeah.
now, I didn't do. So what I realized now is, like, I sacrificed a lot, but I focused on one thing. For me, was to make as much money as possible, so that way I can be fully and efficient and really free. Freedom
Yeah.
is what I'm fighting for.
Mm.
So I fight every way. I wake up every morning and I fight for freedom. I fight to become free of the chains of money. I fight to be free from the chains of the society that we live in. I fight to be free from having to have a boss to tell me what to do. If I wake up every morning, like, I never want to go back to that, and I will never ever do it again. I will do whatever it takes to make sure I don't do that. And now I
Right.
wake up every morning with the a possibility of really changing other people's lives and making a difference. And that's now becoming my next thing. But before that, when you wake up, you have to be able to realize you have to be able to create something for yourself. That way you are not depending on anyone else. I wanted to become independent of everything around me and anyone or anything. That's really what I really wanted to do. And I've been able to be successful at it because I've focused on that one thing. And I wanted to, I love people. Number one, I love, making money, or, in your case, loving sales, right? Number one for you, for me, it's loving making money. And I love to make a difference. Yeah. So, and those are the three things that I think that I do every day that makes me, successful.
Yeah. I think it goes back to also leverage, just to toot our own horn, right? Right? If you want to live your best life, like we didn't, maybe if you worked all through your 20s, but you build a business that can now work on its own. So now you can go to Europe, now you can go have the boat parties or whatever, and it's paid for. Yeah. Like there's factors to that too. So it's not even just leverage. It's like you can optimize your life, right? If anything in life you don't really like, there's always an opportunity to make it better. You just have to still keep fucking working, right, and not quit. That's pretty much all it is. Yeah, to it, Then you can keep rolling.
And I think you have to have the idea, our topic, make big money and then think bigger, right? The bigger the thing. Before, my goals were like, I wanted to become, graduate high school. Then it's like I wanted to graduate. I wanted to get a big graduate, go to college, and go to like an Ivy League school, which my parents couldn't afford. So I said, well, I wasn't going to do that. I was going to go ahead and focus, save the money and just go to a Cal State school and just get some education, just so that way I can make money. So that way I wouldn't have to work a 9-to-5 job or struggle. I wanted that foundation. Right. So, and then that's the reason I went to, I wanted to become an engineer. That was a goal. So I achieved that. So it's like, you have to have goals. Like you have to, whatever it is, you have to have goals. Whatever you're doing, just make those goals, but accomplish the goals. You don't stop till you get it. You don't stop till you get it. So I did that. I got there, and the next thing was like, well, I wanted to be a real estate investor. So I wanted to buy my first house, and at 23 years old, I was like, I'm gonna do it, and I fucking did it. It's like, boom. Next, I was like, I want to do another one. Oh man, I felt like, this is gonna be hard. Done. Another one. Done. Another one. Done. Another one. Done. Another one. Done. It's like, here we go. Now it's getting bigger. Now I'm getting bigger properties. Now I'm looking at $2-3 million properties. Let's go. Done. Right. It's like you just got to have goals, and you got to keep striving for those goals that you're gonna crack the ceiling, and the ceilings become like less and less thicker as you go higher. They actually become easier. So you just and then when it comes to like when I wanted to have a car rental business, I saw other people doing it. I was like, well, shit, I'm going to do it. I want to have cars. Boom. I started buying cars. Let me try this. Let me try it. And then I started scaling. When I do something and it works, I scale the shit out of it. Just like Credit Leverage X. I was like, it works. I'm scaling this bitch. Right. Like at the end of the day, once you get that little crack and you try and you make if you have a little bit of money there that can be left for everybody else on the table to eat, and you can make more of it, you just don't stop. You just keep pushing that agenda and you drive it till you don't stop. And I'm not, I want us to get to the next level. We're not even anywhere close to where we're going to be in this realm, in the space realm, in this space. we're barely getting started. I'm barely getting started. But again, I have goals. Like I have my goals this year. Like our goals is to 10x. Our goals to 10x, $10 million this year. We cracked the million. Now we want to go to the 10 million, right? Then we're going to go to the 100 million, and then we're going to go to the billion. Like that's what it's about. It's about continuously grow. Why am I not making that money? Well, because I haven't reached my goal yet. But I'm not that. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to. It's a matter of what's going to stop me. Nothing. Nothing's going to stop you. Nothing's going to stop us. We just have to keep being those goals. Always write your goals down. Contemplate on them, and then wake up every morning and become that. Do that thing. Do that thing every morning, like you're doing every day. You get up. You deal with these sales guys. You work. You work your ass off to get these guys to get what they want, and then they don't produce. That doesn't matter. Move on. Get another guys. Keep going. Just keep going. And as you keep going, you're gonna hit it, right? And once you hit it, boom, you hit the next level. And it's like, well, now it becomes where we had no system. Now we have a system. We had all we knew was coaching. All we knew was credit. All we knew was funding. but you've been able to put it together in a beautiful system that your skill sets has made us into a system where we're able to bring people in and get them through a system in a way, in a fastest way possible. But now we've been able to create it where we can actually scale it. And when you're giving me the opportunity to scale this business, and now it's like when you give me an opportunity to scale anything, and you found the right guy, you found the right guy to give that opportunity to. And now I'm that guy because I've done it over and over again, every single time. And now I just another opportunity for us to scale a business. And this is only one of our businesses, and we're enjoying this business as one of our like hobbies, I would say, versus it's a lifestyle, right? Credit funding and real estate is a lifestyle for me, and I know what it is for you as well, for real estate especially. So it's like now it's like we're this is our lifestyle. So we're all we're gonna do is create new businesses, buy up businesses, and just keeps growing and we gotta write those goals down as you do it. Every one of you that's listening, write these goals down, and accomplish them. Don't stop, like you said, Robert. Don't stop. Because until you hit it, until you hit it, you should not. And then, if you think you're not gonna make it, that's exactly when you're gonna make it. Right. It's the moment that you're not gonna. This is like the bottom. It's not gonna work out. It's freaking super hard. Like I hate these fucking tenants. I want to kill these.
I say that shit all the time, dude.
I hate these fucking people. But you know what? Like that's exactly when the moment that you should fucking push yourself through and change your mentality and like, no, you know what? I'm bigger than this. I'm stronger than this. Nothing can stop me. This is just one person in my path where I'm going, and I just got to get through this.
Yeah, keep pushing it. And I mean, I don't know, you nailed a lot of good points, but I think another thing is like, you got to remember your goals too, right? And you need more than just like money goals. You need like an emotional attachment, or you got to get like mad about it, right? It's got to be a goal so big that you fucking wake up and get pissed off about it. My problem is I'll have like different goals on different days. So I need to stick to the goal, write it down, remember it, focus on it, have that little like, moment in the morning where it's like, okay, what am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck shit up today. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna fucking take over the fucking world, right? You gotta remind yourself that you're a bad motherfucker, right?
Absolutely. Funny. Yeah, absolutely. You have to always remind, whatever you're doing, whatever field you're in, you are that person that is the best in that field. You have to believe it first of all, and you have to act on it. And your work is what's what is the result of that. Your good work is what's going to result from you're able to do it and do the next thing. And I think it's that constant, like I've gone through really real low times, and I think as especially as business has gone, I get depressed when my businesses don't make money, and I'm like, oh, like this is bad, like I'm going through shit. But then I start to remember, hey, remember when you were like thinking shit's about to hit the fan, like when back then, and you had another issue, and the next thing it turned out good, and the same thing happened again, and it turned out good, and the same thing happened again, and it turned out good. You start to remember those times that you went through these struggles, and you start to see a pattern, and you're like, well, the reason it turned out good was because I didn't stop, I didn't give up, I didn't fold over, and I get angry. Yes, I get super mad, and my biggest weapon, and people might wonder, like, well, I have a temper. My temper is obvious, it's there, and people that know me, that I have a very, 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 very bad temper. but I keep my temper. I try to funnel my anger into a positive realm, into a positive direction where I can actually produce. So there's producers, and there's like producers and consumers, right? So if you're a producer, then you're gonna, instead of just going out there and getting fat and eating fucking ice cream and being mad, like, or just like sitting at home and like crying, or like crying yourself to sleep, or whatever it is, like you go eat a fat burger or something, like, and then you just get fat and don't go to the gym and don't work out. Well, instead of doing that, go to the production side and be a producer, and instead drive your anger that you have. Go to the gym, go freaking run, take a walk. Go run a mile, make a goal, run a marathon. I mean, do something more productive, do something productive, because that production is going to result with something better. Because it's like, there's another thing I heard in the past, just real quick. It's, sacrificing now, whatever you sacrifice now, you're going to benefit later. So
Right.
if you work out, if you wake up at 6, if it's hard to wake up at 6 in the morning every morning to go to the gym, yes, it's hard. Anything that's hard now is going to benefit you later. If it's easy now, okay, it's going to be worse for you later.
Right.
So if you're living the easy life now, if you're not sacrificing now, you're going to have it really hard later.
Right.
Really hard. So you have
Even
to
harder.
sacrifice now. You have to basically struggle now. If you're not struggling, like if I don't feel like I'm struggling, I'm like, dude, something is wrong. Like, that's not good. Like, I need to be struggling. I need to be broke again. I need to put this, and that's what happens. That's why whenever I buy real estate, for example, or whenever I invest into a business like this, I give all my money, and I'm like, okay, now I'm broke.
Yeah,
that's
square
like
one, day one again.
like, oh, now I'm broke. All right, now I gotta make more. I gotta make my money again. I gotta make that money again. I gotta start again. So I've started again multiple times, where it's like, what would you do when you start from scratch? Well, you would basically go broke, right? Put yourself in a broke position and then redo it again. Redo it again, and then have these goals, and then just and then you can, once you do it once you prove to yourself, your confidence starts to grow, and then you're like, man, I can do this shit all the time. So then then you just become ruthless. But again, channel your anger or your emotions into a producer versus a consumer.
Yeah, no, you nailed it. There's a lot of value in there. Yeah, we got to move the energy. That's the biggest thing. You got to move that energy. Like either that energy turns toxic, or you can use it in a positive way, and you can make something happen with yourself. And I like what you told me the other day. You were looking for houses with your wife, and you're like, I don't want to just buy like a regular house. Like, I want to buy a house that, like, if I wake up in this fucking house, I'm gonna be like, oh, I want to work fucking hard as shit for what I have, right? This is the fucking Nadarov Palace, right? Or the compound or whatever. You're trying to get the village, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So there's layers to this shit, right? People are fucking mad that they have a tiny house, and then there's people that have a lot of money, and they want to make sure they have a nice enough house that they fucking approve of it, right? Your standards are high, your standards are different. You want to keep yourself motivated though too, right? You can level up to a point, and then you can also just keep pushing yourself because you want more, right? And you want to see more, and you want to see what's on the other side of all the bullshit. You know what I mean?
And I say, when someone tells me the price, oh, it's expensive, or the price is too high, then my answer to that is that you're not making enough money.
Right.
That's the answer. The answer is that is like, stop worrying about trying to save money. Start realizing how to make more money, and that way the price is never going to be an issue for whatever it is. Because at the end of the day, when if you go to a mechanic and your mechanic tells you, oh, it's going to cost $5,000 to fix your car, or you're not going to work tomorrow, what's worth it for you? Would you rather try to fix it yourself and struggle for a month and figure shit out, or and really go through a grind and try to do this on your own? Or would you rather have expert handle the car, and then you go off and do what you know best and make that money, right? I read it. So for me, it was like, well, I'm gonna spend the money on whatever I need. If I need like a contractor, for example, like, well, I got to spend a lot of money on this contract. For me, a contractor is, hey, just give me a good deal, because I'm going to get you more deals. I don't try to cut my contractor, cheap him out, pay him less. I want to pay him more, if anything. You know why? Because they're going to do good quality work. They're going to do, for people that get paid well, do good quality work. It's simple. You pay people well, they're going to fucking produce. You don't pay them well, they're not going to do shit. Right. It's simple. And that's how it is in society and anybody or anywhere else. But the thing is, like, if they're not producing and they're getting paid well, then obviously that's a problem. But most of the time, if you pay someone well, and they're gonna fucking work hard to get that money. Same thing here. You have to have bills. Like, sometimes you might have bills way more expensive than you can afford. I've gotten to like certain bills, and I'm paying like, I don't know, like 20,000-30,000 a month on stuff now. I'm like, shit, I don't even know what I'm paying for. It's like, I gotta
analyze a little bit.
Like, I gotta call this. I gotta call this subscription and cancel this thing. Like, and sometimes, like, man, I gotta call these guys. And then I'm like, but I can turn around and make make a couple $1,000 or go make some money somewhere else and or just go buy that deal and build that unit and do some that. So like, I'm not gonna waste my time trying to fucking save $50 or $100 a month. I don't have time to call them.
Yeah, exactly.
My time is not worth my time. So I'm not gonna go call. I'm gonna call them when I'm in Hawaii. I'm bored or something. I'm not doing anything. But when I'm here at the office or at the house, I am in production mode. I am in
Right.
producing mode. I mean, like, he's like continuous production and just make more money. Don't make money the issue. Money's not the issue. You're the issue.
Right. Make the value.
You're the fucking problem. You are the problem. You know what's wrong with your life? You.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So start looking at yourself. Go look at yourself in the mirror, and I realize, who the fuck are you? Are you a badass motherfucker, or are you just a piece of shit that can't do anything in your fucking life? You useless fucking piece of shit. That's what you are if you're not doing anything. At the end of the day, you can take that to your grave, because at the end, if God gave you a chance to live and you wasted it, man, I honestly I have mercy on your soul, brother, because at the end of the day, if you wasted your life, and the people that didn't even get a chance to live and be alive, you are definitely gonna see some badass, some ruthless, problems at the end. Because if God, God exists, he's keeping track of what you've done with your useless life. Otherwise, if you've done something valuable, you've actually woken up every fucking day, and you've actually, produced work, and you've helped people, and you made things happen in your life by, besides helping yourself, helping other people, and you've done things that are like, that are fruitful, that it's going to make your life, and had a family, and maybe had kids, and really lived life, right? If you did that, man, then you really appreciated what you were given, right? Otherwise, yeah,
different flavors, right? The spices of life, man, the variety, right? But it's also I mean, I think a lot of the reason
I just want to wake you up. The camera here is in front of me. Whoever's watching it, they can wake up to this, and they can take this home, and they can start thinking about shit. Like, Gino's right. At the end of the day, like, what have I done? Like, what have I done all these years? It's sad. And the thing is, it's never too late. That's the thing. Like, I've seen people come in, to my Masonic Lodge, for example, in their 50s and 60s, and they show up in their 50s and 60s, and the man, I wish I was here earlier. I wish I was around people more. I gave back more. I wish I did charity. I wish I did work. I wish I worked on other things versus just make money for myself and be a selfish little piece of shit that I was. and then that's what it is. And then because they realize that there's more to life than just making money for yourself. There's more to life, than just being cheap and being broke, or being cheap is the worst. Like, that's a really bad way to live. You have to live with abundance. You have to think abundance mindset. So think big. Make like 2024 is all about thinking big. So Robert, we can talk about that. Like, what is 2024 about? How big are we gonna think? How big is 2024, brother?
Yeah, no, it's massive. So, I mean, just to like reiterate, I think the underlying message for everything I've ever really wanted to do is, think big is number one. But it's also just to inspire people to do more with their stupid lives, right? So many people still live in the same hometown, that we fucking grew up in, or I grew up in, haven't done anything. They're with the same fucking person in the same like Section 8 fucking house. It's been like 10 years, right? I went to Afghanistan. I've been all over the world. I've started multiple businesses, done all kinds of crazy stuff. So, and you got to keep leveling up, right? I mean, the more that I think about it, like a few years ago, I was dreaming of where we are now with Credit Leverage X, right? Running a company that has so much scale, so much potential. We have a whole team of people that are, working for us, and we have meetings with them every day. It's like a little crew of just like badass people, like hacking into the freaking banking system and shit, like figuring ways to get real people money in the real world. So we got to think bigger, right? And I think it goes back to the first question, which was, we got this one mountain that we're fucking climbing, but we also have to do a couple things before we die. Like, so I think you have to have two goals list. It's like, one is like some personal accomplishments. The other one is like your business accomplishments that you want to do. And I'm not really setting numbers anymore. It's more of like, I just want to master certain things. Like, I feel like once we hired this new marketing guy, he showed me a couple things with marketing. I feel like I've got marketing like locked, right? That was like, things are cool. I know how to do it now. He showed me some shit that I didn't even know. So I leveled up there. Now it's like, I want to master systems, sales, and I want to make so much fucking money with sales that I can actually pull myself out of sales and hire somebody else to run the sales. You know what I mean? And that's how you scale, though. You get so good at something that you can duplicate yourself now at that position, and then you hire people to run it for you, and then you can get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I've got some other stuff that I want to talk to you about too. That's actually going to be bigger than what even Credit Leverage X is, right? So there's going to be things that are going to be coming in down the pipe, and I feel like at least myself, I went through this little period of like Like life is all, it comes in waves, right? It goes out, it expands, and then it retracts. And I've been in like a very not retracts, what's the word? Anyways, like where it gets smaller, right? Yeah, like contract, like it gets small, and then it gets to the point where it just
condensed up, and then it explodes.
Yeah. What is it? Constricting. Yeah. So it constricts and then it goes out, right? So I've been in a very more like a constrictive thing, like building this business, and now it's finally about to burst, and now we got to just tell everybody about it, right? And it's not just this business; it's just about life. It's about my podcast. It's about hanging out with you. It's about all the real estate deals we're gonna do. It's about going out there now, as opposed to, it's like, it was for a while, it was just like, let's build this fucking thing. We build it. Now we got the foundation. Now it's gonna blow up, right? And life goes like that. And I feel the next wave for 2024 is gonna be all about explosive growth. Going out there, doing things, getting uncomfortable, getting out of your comfort zone, and growth, right? So that's what it's all about. That's what 2024 is.
Shaking hands and meeting new people, and we know the money is made not at home. Money is made outside, right? So we make the more money, the more money we make, the more opportunities we have. But we have to get out, and just being able to go, finally meet you, Robert, and be at the 10X, and just being around our crew that was there, the ones that came with us. It makes me want to do more of that, right?
Yeah,
it makes you want to do more of that. It makes you want to do more, collaboration. It makes you want to meet more in person. So that's what kind of went away after the pandemic. People all went to work at home. But really, we have to realize, why are they bringing people back to work? Well, because production and people make things happen when they're together. Things happen more faster, more information is being exchanged. There's a lot more conversations happening. So having the office space environment and being able to work in a location, a central location, is key to success. And also meeting other people, like being able to go and meet Brandon Dawson, meet Grant Cardone, and all his sales minions that we met, and we learned a lot from them as well, and how they're running their business and how their sales guys are doing it. And that's what you're taking now, and you're making it your own, and you're able to create, what you're doing, being the sales leader is it's hard to create. It's hard to be a good sales leader yourself, not to mention duplicating yourself. Duplicating yourself as a whole is the next level. So you've gotten to the point where you can crush it in sales. You can make shit happen. But now it's like you need to start. The next level is duplicating yourself and duplicating yourself in other things. Just like when it came to like doing, when it comes to, like, for example, buying real estate deals and being able to get other people to do it for you, like like we're doing now. We're having someone call and we're gonna get a closer, or train a closer how to do it. So training these people, that's harder than doing, honestly, than yourself. But first, if you haven't trained yourself, first train yourself, right? Train yourself, get the skill sets yourself. So like there's things like I want to definitely be a 6 sales closer one day, and then do stuff for that, but on a bigger level. Like I want to close sales, like when it comes to like making deals with businesses. I want to close deals like high level contracts, shaking hands with people and bringing in leads. Like now, my cousin has taught me that it works when you actually go out there and you connect and you connect with good people. You can actually make things happen. And then now we're getting all these leads that that I didn't even have. Like now I'm like, oh shit, I gotta like analyze these deals and see and help and do good on my partnership, that I can create so much. Because if I do good now, I know that if I savor the relationship now, it's gonna be fruitful in the future for all of us. And it's like, it's important to do. So I'm more about giving. I want to give as much as I can. So I don't want to take anything until I bring so much value to this partnership that I'm creating, that the more partnership we create like this, the more we give back, the more that's going to come back to us. And that's going to come back because they've benefit. Like I want to make sure other people benefit before we benefit, because other people, as they get their people coming to the program, get their credit fixed, get all that done, then once they get, then we don't really benefit until they'll go out and get the money, right? So the same thing here is like we have to be able to give, we have to love people, We have to love sales. We have to love selling, products that are valuable. Like, because again, cost doesn't do anything. It's all about the value that you bring to the customer. And you have to love. One more thing I forgot to mention was numbers. You have to love numbers. And the reason I say you have to have love numbers is because I realize now loving numbers is, when you start to look at numbers and you start to see, when you open up your bank account, you're like, oh shit, I got like,
I love those numbers. Right?
Every morning you have to check your bank account. Like this is, Grant Cardone says it. Any entrepreneur, any high level entrepreneur say check your bank account every day, right? I check my bank account at least 3 times or 4 times or 5 times a day. Like I'll check my account over and over again, and I check it because I'm like, just to make sure I got the money in there. Number one. Number two, that the number is going up, not down, and if there's anything that's going down, I want to know what it is. Number three, that I'm I have my money invested, right? And my money is being invested, or I need to move my money out of there for any reason, and look at my stocks and stuff like that. Like I like Bitcoin. Like for example, I check that. I used to check that shit like every hour. Now I check it every few hours or every day. But like I made another like 8-9 G's like in 2 days yesterday or something. I've basically made $40,000 this month on Bitcoin. I mean 40 G's just on Bitcoin alone. And all I did was buy and sell Bitcoin. So so it's like, and the thing is, I realized I only want to be in the market whenever it's going up. Right. And so it's like if it passes where I'm not greedy. Like I'm making my money, I make my 10 racks, I'm out. Right. Yeah. I get my 10 racks, I'm out. So I get my 10 G's, I'm out. And then if it goes up, I don't give a fuck because I'm like, oh, I should have kept it longer. No, I don't care. I got my money, right? And whenever it comes down, then I buy it again, right? So it's just like you have, you just buy it. You buy it when it's low, you sell when it's high. It's very simple. But it's simple said and done. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that if something is going down, you'd rather be out of the market than in the market. That's another thing I learned when it comes to this year is like, so, being in the market is, just buying the deal isn't always the best thing because then you got to deal with the problems that could have come from it. And, just like buying a stock, just because you own Tesla, don't think that Tesla is going to go forever up. Right. Just, you should buy and get out. Like, and it comes same thing with properties,
especially with crypto and
the only reason I'm more into like keeping property is because the reason I like property because it's hard assets, right? Hard assets, those
something
things
in the
are
real world.
Something in the real world you can walk into. The rains you cover, there's a place to live, right? You can sleep there, right? It's actual asset, right? At the end of the day, real estate will one day come down, and it will again one day come up.
Right.
So I believe this year I heard that they're going to be doing 4 interest rate cuts, and so the interest rates are going to come down. What does that mean? Usually when interest rates come down, family homes or houses are going to go up, right? They're going to start to scale, and so it's going to be regardless of whether interest rates are coming down, people are still not going to be able to buy. So that means that again the middle class is going away. So big. What are you going to do this year, Robert? I guess the question I want to ask you is, what are we going to do, or what should people do in order to make 2024 a big year for them?
Yeah, I mean, it's just get locked in and focused. You know what I mean? And like, don't pick your head up. I don't even like. They say that the interest rates are going to do this or they're going to do that, and then today I just read that they decided not to do it. So fuck the news, man. Don't listen to the news. Don't listen to your broke Uncle Tony. Like, listen to people that are in the places that you want to be, right? That are already where you want to go. Listen to what they tell you to do, and then just do the fucking work. Do what is necessary, right? I'm only in sales in our company because that's where I am necessary. That's where it's the most required for me to be. You know what I mean? So do what is necessary. Love the numbers. I fucking wrote that down. I think that's fire, dude. Like you gotta hit those targets, right? So you gotta set those targets. You gotta love the numbers, and like I geek out sometimes about all the numbers in our business because like I get to like go through all the data and I figure out what's going on, and I want to be better at that, and I want to make like one of those fancy tables that tells me what's going on with everything. But it's because like I want to know if the numbers are off, or I want to know if the numbers are on par, or if we're doing better, right? So you gotta love the numbers, like you said.
Yep.
And then it's just like. Yeah, get creative too, man. We gotta think outside the box. It's not really a good year to like just do what everybody else is doing. We've never really been that way, so we shouldn't do it. We have to break things though. We got to bust out. We got to push ourselves to reach for that new heights, right? We got to get out of our comfort zones and do stuff that nobody else wants to do, right? That's pretty much what I'm thinking, at least. So that's the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that you hit it right there. You got to love the numbers. And I think, sometimes, we you get to a certain point, you need to leverage other people. You need to leverage other people, other experts in the field. Like, like you were doing you did an amazing job of marketing. And then like, we got to the point where, like, fucking Facebook was giving us all these shitty ass leads. And we're like, well, everything was so good. We're getting, people are coming in, and then you have all these random ass leads coming in, and like, why is this happening? What's going on? And we going over and overnight, and then we have to, like, it's like insanity. If you don't change it, you're never gonna, you're just like fucking doing the same thing. You're in this cycle, right? This cycle of we're back into this rat race. So it's like we have to, and sometimes it may or may not work. We know that not every expert is the right person to help us.
That's the truth.
So we've tried that. We know that that's not possible, but you don't know until you know. That's what I'm taking that one thing that I took from Brandon Dawson. He said that one thing, and I give him credit for it because that's what he said. He said,
you don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know. And that's when I heard that right there is, that made me always be, first curious, right? Curious to know more. Second, to be with people, or to be able to access people, being able to access people, that ticket, that 5,000 ticket for us to be there, that $5,000 ticket, it was worth every penny to access people like him and be able to, shake hands, or even have a dialogue of him even telling us what he told us. That information is so valuable, right? Because that person has gone through things that built over $100 million business and sold it, and he's been able to do it multiple times,
Right.
And it's like, so when someone like that says something, you fucking listen. You know what I mean? Like, you listen, and you listen very close, because that's something that you want to do. And if you haven't done it, then you can't do it. So remember that. If you haven't done it, you haven't done the work, you haven't done it before, you can't expect to do it. Okay.
You gotta pay the ignorance tax.
You gotta pay the ignorance tax, and you gotta get the support, mentorship. You gotta mentor yourself. You gotta get the mentorships. You gotta get the support. You gotta get the the people that are gonna help you get there. You gotta get the people there to help you, because money is with the people, and people are the reason that you're gonna get somewhere. You're not gonna get somewhere, without the other people. And that's what I realized. The reason I'm here today, and I'm not doing this on my own, is because of you. I would not know you. I would not be here today, and I would not have this opportunity to scale a business like this. And at the same time, it's like, if I didn't know, our brother Giovanni, if I didn't know him, I would not be able to know how much I can do on my own self, what I could do with that information, how I can apply it to myself. Because everybody might have information. That little information can be applied, will do what they're doing. But if I take something and I make it my own, and I create my own thing, that's my thing, and I'm able to do it on my own. But you need the information. You still need the information. You need the information. Data is where it's at. The more information the more ruthless and more investor you are going to be. And at the same time, you're going to be able to make that change. You're going to be able to create something of your own. But you have to have access to the information. And if we don't have access to the information, like marketing, when you, as you met our marketer, Jeremy Haynes, were able to leverage what he knew, and you're able to now take it to the next level, because now it's like both your skill sets and his skill sets combined. It's like fucking boom. It's like a collision. It's like two nuclear weapons just hit each other. Boom. Right? And it's like, wow, this guy has his own little tactic, how he's doing it, and you got your own little tactic, and like, boom, you guys combine. It's like, we got the best marketing that can be, Right. And then obviously there's other people that might have other marketing techniques that we haven't known about, but we'll get there. I'm sure we're gonna crack other levels of marketing. There's other levels to this shit. Marketing, you never really know marketing. You never really crack sales. You're gonna, why is Grant Cardone still trying to make more sales when he's making $200 million a year? Well, because he knows that there's next level shit, right? There's always a next level. So every time there's always going to be levels to this, and I realize that you don't know what you don't know, and that's why I believe our company is now in the best position to take it to the next level. And we have 10x 360 as a backbone to our our future. We have a company that has already done over $100 million, and they're gonna help us get to that $100 million. And,
Yeah.
and at the end, it's at the same time, it's all about knowing what you don't know. So just like Credit Leverage X, if you haven't been here, you haven't joined Credit Leverage X, you don't know. Okay, you don't know. You know, and anything else, and you don't know. So you have to join, or you have to, you know, at least be interested or curious enough to find out and actually, you know, and actually and don't make money a reason why you are left behind. That's all I got to say, Robert.
Yeah, I think that's it. Well, I actually got to jump to another call, man. But I think this was fire. All right, we showed up, we showed out. You guys all got the great brain dump of February. You know, the end of January going into February. It's gonna be a good year, guys. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be something masterful. So make good money out there. Make big moves. You know, don't think small. And you know, don't forget to do a couple things on your bucket list too this year, right? That's what it's all about.
I'm trying to close on multi-million-dollar deals. You know, what are you guys trying to do? I guess that's the question. What, you know, if you're gonna crack your first $100,000, you're gonna crack your first property. Make it this year. That's what I gotta say. I want to make it this year, whatever it is. You know, your goals might not be 10, 20, 30 million. You know, might not even be a billion. Might not be even 100,000. Whatever it is, get it. Go get it. Hit it this year, and then make a new goal.
Yeah.
Or never hit the goal. If you're gonna crack the code, just make a new goal while you're doing it, while you're there. If you know you're gonna hit your goal is too small. Make a bigger goal.
Yeah, you got to be like the juggernaut. You just keep fucking running through that shit. next goal. Keep hitting it.
Love your numbers. Love
the numbers, and you don't know what you don't know. That's all we got.
Exactly. That's it. I love that.
All right, peace out, everybody. Have a good weekend.
Yep, that's fire.
Talk to you next week.